What's up, guys? Welcome back to part 3 of the optimization series. My name is Mike Zagari, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification button because we have great videos coming your way on how to leverage the power that is Amazon advertising in your business. In today's video, we're going to talk all about negative optimizations. Now, this is part 3 of the optimization series. The first video was on building a strong foundation, which is going to make everything easier going forward. The second video was all about bid optimization, and today's video is all about negative optimizations. We're going to be talking about negative ASINs, negative exact, and negative phrase matches that you can use strategically to reduce your overall ad spend and reduce your overall wasted ad spend. So I will see you on the inside. All right, so in today's video, we're going to be talking all about negative match optimizations, specifically negative phrase match, which I want to say right off the bat, definitely want to do negative phrase match carefully, and we're going to go over exactly how to do that. Next, we're going to be talking about negative ASIN match, and a lot of sellers have been asking for this feature for years, and finally Amazon has delivered, and now we can do negative ASIN match on those auto campaigns. And then finally, we're going to talk about negative exact match. Now, we don't use negative exact match as much as we used to, so let's start with negative phrase match. And once again, negative phrase match is something you want to do carefully. It's also something that you can do when you're setting up your campaigns for the very first time. And here's an example. Let's say that I am selling a metal spatula. I don't really want visibility when somebody's typing in a wooden spatula. I don't need to convince someone to go from wooden to metal because they're likely looking for a wooden spatula. So in this example, we could take that word wooden and we can use that as a negative phrase match. Now, be careful when you do this and make sure that you've done your research, especially when you're doing this from the very beginning. Because if I were to take that word wooden and use it as a negative phrase match, that means that any search term that a shopper puts into the search query that has the word wooden, I am no longer eligible for. So that could take me out of a lot of potential customer search terms. And I just want to make sure that initially early on, I know with certainty that this word is not going to be a good fit. It's really important to find unique words that are not leading to sales and eliminate them from search. That is the essence of negative phrase match. What we're doing is we're helping Amazon to hone in on our target shoppers by eliminating the words that do not accurately describe our product. And it's great to set them up from the beginning. If we have that understanding of our product and we have some basic keyword research under our belt, we can set that up from the beginning. But we can also use the data that we obtain from the search term reports and dive deep into that data to find individual words that are not leading to a sale. So there's two aspects of negative phrase match. First is setting yourself up the right way from the beginning, giving Amazon that direction, and then once we have that data from Amazon, we can dig into the search term report. So check this out. First, we want to start off with the obvious examples. We want to make sure that we get rid of the words that are not working. We can dive into our search term report. We can look for individual words from the search terms that are not working and then put them in as a negative phrase match. However, the next step requires, a little bit of thinking, a little bit of breaking down some of the search terms, and it's not very hard, but it's going to help you in the long run. So here's what we want to do. We want to break down search terms into two buckets. The first bucket A is profitable search terms. Now, these are all of the search terms that are within your target zone. Let's say you're targeting a 30% ACOS. We take all of those search terms between a 0.1 and 30 ACOS, and we look at those search terms. Then we have the second bucket, which is the high ACOS or the zero sales search terms. Now, the way that we like to do this more specifically in 2020 is we take all of the search terms that have a 60% ACOS or higher, plus all of the search terms that have a 0% ACOS, meaning they got clicks and they didn't get a sale. So now we have two different buckets. We have bucket A that has all of our profitable search terms, and we have bucket B that has all of our unprofitable search terms. So what is the next step? The next step is to break these search terms down into their individual words. So search terms can have 2, 3, 4, 5 words, depending on how long tail that search term actually is. We want to take that search term and break it down into its individual words to find out the individual words that contribute to that search term. And now we're going to have bucket A with all of its individual words and bucket B with all of its individual terms. And now we're going to mix and match and see which terms are left over. So that's the results bucket. We're going to call that bucket C. The results bucket means that it's on list B, but not on list A. And here's the reason behind this. If we have a list A with all of the profitable search terms, we don't want to do any kind of negative exact exact or negative phrase on those search terms. But we want to find out the words that are on bucket B, but not on bucket A. These are the words that could be contributing to lost sales or wasted ad spend. So that is bucket C. The next and final step is to carefully review bucket C. And then once we've decided that a word is not really good for us, we're going to take that word and use it as a negative phrase match. So let's give a really quick example. Let's say that you're selling a pet supply, like a cat litter mat, and you have a bunch of different search terms on bucket A that really have worked out for you. Bucket B are unprofitable search terms. Maybe it's like litter box or litter scoop, and you have these two lists. You break them down into their individual words, and you find out that the word scoop, every time somebody uses that in the customer search term, it's not working out for you. For whatever reason, it's not leading to a sale. That would be bucket C. So then we would take that word scoop and we can use scoop as a negative phrase match. This way that takes us out of the game whenever somebody searches for litter scoop. All right, so the next type of negative match optimization is called negative ASIN match. And this is something that is way overdue. Sellers have been looking for this for a long time, specifically with the automatic campaigns. And if you look into your search term report or use a tool to find out the search terms, you're also going to see the ASINs that are converting and the ones that just aren't. And for years, we weren't able to do anything about it. There were some workarounds, things that kind of worked. But now, without a doubt, we can find the ASINs that are no longer converting. We can take those ASINs in our auto campaign and we can do a negative ASIN match. So what we're going to do is we're going to find ASINs from the search term reports. Now, this can be done once again with an Excel spreadsheet, or if you have a tool like PPC Entourage, you can do this with a couple clicks of a button. Inside of the auto campaigns, we're going to then shield those auto campaigns from product detail page visibility of the ASINs that are leading to wasted ad spend. So if we see that we have ASINs that have like a 40-50% ACOS, or worse, 0% ACOS but lots of ad spend, we're going to take those ASINs and do a negative ASIN match inside of those auto campaigns. Very simple and straightforward. So the third type of negative match optimization is called negative exact match. If you're brand new, it's important to know that if you use a negative exact match, it will completely eliminate that search term from getting any kind of visibility. So for an example, let's say we find out that litter scoop is not working for our product. We could take litter scoop and put that in as a negative exact match. This means that anytime a shopper searches for litter scoop, our ads are not going to get any visibility. So it's exactly what we put in there, we're not going to get any visibility for. It's less important than previous years because now, more than ever, we're focusing in on the right setup and relevant keywords and ASINs from the beginning. We used to tell sellers, put in tons of keywords and test out keywords, even if it wasn't as relevant, and sellers had lists and lists of long keywords. And there was a really big need for negative exact match then because you were testing lots of keywords. So now we recommend testing keywords, but at a much smaller clip and sticking to keywords that are much more relevant. And because of that, the use of negative exacts is not as much needed as it used to be back in the day. Now we favor bid optimizations, but there still is a use for negative exacts, and we'll get into it. Highly recommend using negative exacts specifically for auto campaigns over manual. And the reason is sometimes with auto campaigns, we can get in front of an audience that we typically don't want to get in front of. Amazon is testing different audiences, and we may see a keyword or a search term that we want a negative exact with an auto campaign. Now that happens in manual campaigns, but the big difference is with a manual campaign, we are setting this up and we are giving Amazon specific direction. And in doing so, we're using keywords that are relevant to what we are selling. So now more than ever, there's a need to do negative exacts in auto campaigns and to set up rules for an auto campaigns, but less of a need inside of manual campaigns. Hey guys, I hope that you found this video helpful and that you use this information to save some money on advertising and keep more money in your business and in your pocket. If you have any questions, I'm always here to help. You can comment below and ask, and I definitely will respond. Also, if you haven't downloaded the Playbook series, it consists of over 28 different campaigns that are going to help you set up a really good structure for your business and for your advertising campaigns. It also help you fill in the gaps in your advertising strategy. It's available for a limited time, absolutely free. Just simply click on the link below. I'll see you all next week.